Guys, I saw this statue. I don't truthfully get it, bro. Listen, we have a couple of fictional statues around the United States of America. Of course, Rocky being one of them that used to exist, let's say, in a very prominent location. But it didn't specifically showcase like morbid obesity, guys. Right? We have a problem with that. I mean, I have a problem with that myself, right? Like, we just have an issue in the United States of America with that specific thing. But to basically showcase an individual, I don't care that they're black or white or anything. That doesn't matter to me at all. Trust me. But what it matters is what statues generally tend to represent. They represent a triumph, right? The little guy, that type of thing, right? But when it comes down to you specifically choosing to pick basically an AI generated individual standing in what looks to be an incredibly crazy attitude, 12-foot tall, obese individual in the middle of Times Square. Guys, I don't get it. Help me understand what's the purpose of it. It just seems like, retribution. Now, again, coming specifically, like looking at it from the perspective of the left, they're probably thinking, all these statues of like people who don't look like me specifically. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put up some type of retribution, if that makes any sense. But the problem is that, guys, we have statues of very famous historical black people, right? Like, why not choose another, like a historical black person, like something that can basically bring people together over the statue itself, other than specifically choosing a morbidly obese 12-foot tall woman, guys. That's fictitious. Why? Who wants to aspire to be that specifically? Like, how is that going to bring? Like, what? How is that bringing anything good for us, guys? Heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, guys. What's the guys? I don't get it. All right. I don't understand it. But let's go ahead and jump into this video immediately. Waters Fillets DEI statue at the heart of New York City. What is it celebrating? Guys, I'm trying to understand it. Like, is it just some random art installation? That could be a thing, potentially, but title it as that, right? It definitely should not be something that personal to someone, let's say, if it has nothing to do with the overwhelming, masses of people who are going to be experiencing it. Like, this is nothing more than bait for tourists that are coming from countries that better manage their weight per capita to come and laugh at, guys. Why do we have a big back statue, guys? I don't understand. But all right, let's go and jump into it. This is a suggestion via channel member. Let's do it.
Democrats have been on a statue jihad since the summer alone.
This man said statue jihad.
Columbus, Teddy Roosevelt, George Washington, even Honest Abe, even Frederick Douglass all got torn down. Statues are important. They tell the American story. But the left wants to desecrate and forget our heroes and erect their own statues. In Times Square, a giant statue of a black woman just went up. And when I heard about the statue, I was open-minded. American heroes come in all shapes and sizes.
At first, and then you dig deeper.
Woman? What did she do to get a statue? A nice one, too. Nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
This isn't a real person. Right. It's a DEI statue. The sculptor says she's a fictional character who's meant to contrast the statues of white men in Times Square.
I figured
like Father Duffy, a World War I hero who actually accomplished something. The artist calls this fake lady a modern-day David. The contrapposto pose of her body and the ease of her stance is a subtle nod to Michelangelo's David. Huh.
Okay.
David was a celebration of the human form.
A specific human's form, guys.
Not sure what this statue's celebrating. If you were going to put up a fake statue, why not make her happy and healthy? Not slap a big scowl on her face and her hands on her hips. This is what they want us to aspire to be?
Apparently, yes.
If you work hard, you can be overweight and anonymous?
They
don't like real statues because it reminds them of our society's merit-based system. They want a society based on equity, where achievement isn't celebrated. Equal outcomes are. So they celebrate mediocrity instead of triumph. Our nation has hundreds of statues honoring Black Americans, as we should. Harriet Tubman, Duke Ellington, Jackie Robinson, Rosa Parks. We could go on and on and on. But they've built a statue in Times Square They could have done it for Michelle Obama or Kamala Harris or Oprah Winfrey.
Okay, no. Any of the people you just mentioned legitimately would have caused the same outcome, I think, publicly, like the public outcry, the same exact one as this one is. All right, because I can imagine Fox News. They just built a statue of Michelle Obama. Are you crazy? Don't do that.
Usually you have to earn a statue. I'd give one to Jalen Brunson. He's carrying the Knicks on his back.
Who is that?
Anyone but a fake lady. So, what does New York think about the DEI statue?
New York City? Uh-oh.
Do you know who this woman is?
No.
I have no idea, no.
Nope.
I have no idea, no.
No, I do not.
Do you have any idea of maybe something that she accomplished that got her a statue?
Something with equal rights? I don't know.
Something to do with like the Black community.
Part of the BLM movement.
What if I told you she accomplished nothing?
Really?
It's supposed to embody everybody. Does that make sense to you?
No.
I
Everybody?
feel totally represented by that.
You do?
No.
I feel like it's a good representation for New York, especially because it's towards the BBW women. And a lot
I'm sorry, what's BBW?
Okay, and that's something to aspire to. Like, listen, I understand the whole concept of like the body positive, like body positivity movement and things like this, guys. But no, guys, this is not something that we should specifically pedestalize under no circumstance, guys. Like, I have been massively overweight for ever since I started YouTube. I've gained like 100 pounds on YouTube. I've been able to, as of today, lose about 60 of those 100 pounds, guys. And so I am absolutely trying my hardest to get under, okay, to get to a normal weight. Why would I want a statue of someone who is not, right? And then to idolize said statue. We're not doing that, guys. We can't do that. That's not conducive. What other country on this planet would sit here and do something like this, guys? Right? We definitely have an issue here.
Big black, like the big black woman.
What do you think about her pose? Is that a good pose?
No.
No.
Like
I
the
don't think
DMV
she's
lady
happy to be
pose.
here.
People are comparing it to Michelangelo's David. How do you think it
Nah,
stacks
bro,
up?
that's too much.
She's wearing more clothes.
Right.
She's not naked. No.
Would it be better if she were?
No.
That's a tough question.
Who
Nah,
do you think
guys.
she voted for?
I would say Trump.
I think she voted for Trump.
Probably Kamala.
Probably Kamala. Kamala. Yeah.
Why do you think that?
100%.
Black Lives Matter.
Probably didn't vote
Why?
because she's stuck here the whole day. She couldn't get to the polls.
How does she make you feel?
Like a baddie.
What a beautiful
Did she just compare herself and was just like, yeah,
piece.
that's a wild one,
Standing
guys.
in the middle of Times Square. What a beautiful time.
Jimmy Fail is the host of Fox News Saturday Night.
There
so
it is.
have you checked this statue out?
I have watched it. It is not quite Michelangelo's David. It's more like Michelangelo's Lizzo, if we're going to be honest. And when I say Michelangelo, I mean the migrant dressed as the Ninja Turtle, Michelangelo.
Oh, that Michelangelo.
That's hanging out in Times
The
Square.
one that my son plays with.
Amen. Everything wrong with liberals is they're into slacktivism over activism, meaning this is supposed to be outreach to the minority community, changing a statue. But you don't improve test scores or lower crime by changing what a pigeon goes potty on in the park. Because that's ultimately what a statue, that's its impact on society, is it's a restroom for things that fly. But you understand, it's called, I love this, I looked at the placard, it's called Grounded in the Stars. That's what this is
Grounded in the
supposed to mean.
stars.
What does that mean?
Well, it's a fancy way of saying you're grounded in weed and bum pee, because what is in Times Square right now? And if you wanted to make a statue that memorialized the women of Times Square, it would be a hooker with an Adam's apple. Let's be honest. This is embarrassing.
Take that man's microphone away, bro. Take it away.
It's insulting because
Of
there's
course
so
it
many
is.
other great statues
take-
you could put up.
take it
Black,
away,
white,
guys.
skinny, obese. It doesn't matter. It's
Yes.
about the accomplishment, not what they look like. It's just an identity politics statue.
What's total
Yeah.
Think about this.
Well,
DC has a statue of Marion Barry. He was elected mayor twice. Now, the statue does have a crack in it. Hey, there it is. And you know how you mentioned maybe we should make one for Michelle Obama? That is actually a no, because she would complain forever. Would you want to be that sculptor? Yo, she is the Meghan Markle of politics. She complained about everything. But the point is, there are people to honor, and there's really one point. When you tear down statues, what people don't get is, yes, those folks didn't share our values. But the reason our values evolved is because of those folks. They were the best people in the world at the time who moved the ball forward on behalf of this country. That's why it's a scam. What did she move forward? explode besides a rolling pin on a pie she was making.
Are you sure this isn't Tish James?
No. You want to know
sure?
why? Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because she would have been devaluing the value of the statue, saying it was only worth $4 million, it was probably worth 12.
All right, one day we're going to have a statue of Jimmy in Times Square.
Okay, guys, they're just rambling here now. All right, so I want to go ahead and point out this here. I have nothing against any specific body type, guys. Again, I'm a big boy, right? That's not a thing. But I don't understand the whole concept of like specifically glorifying like heart disease and clogged arteries and things like that. This is not something to glorify, bro. Right? Like it is not at any circumstance anything to completely glorify. So I don't understand why, right? Like you could have chose any specific archetype or body type specifically, but it definitely seemed like they were specifically targeting a specific group exclusively. They don't care about anything else. This is just some type of like retribution statue. That's it. It's nothing more than that. We're going to forget about this in like a week. It's still going to be there, I'm sure, right? Depending on how long they were able to get it, permitted for, right? But it is just this thing that represents nothing. People are going to try to find some type of symbolism in these things. And keep this in mind, guys. I am an artist by heart and by trade specifically. I've been in photography for over 2 decades. Director of photography for a little over 1 decade. So like I understand masters in fine art, guys. Like I get it. I see what it is and what it's going to represent to many people. Let's say. But I just don't see it being like a valuable thing. I would put it in the realm of Rocky statue, guys. But at least Rocky statue represented a story. It represented like the little guy type of thing. What does this represent exactly? What piece of media can I go consume that would explain this large scale that swept the globe? You get what I'm saying here, guys? And that's probably the only straight reference. Michelangelo? No, that's too much, guys. That's definitely too much. It does not. I don't see that. I would put that closer to Rocky statue. All right. But either way, listen, guys. You guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe.